Hey, 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 Coachpreneurs. Welcome to the Coach to Coach show. I am so excited, y'all know, like always, to introduce today new topic. We've been talking about storytelling and how to use storytelling in your marketing to attract clients. Well, I'm not going to disappoint. I'm going to share with you 5 story ideas to use in your client attraction system. So stay tuned.
Do you need clear direction on how to create a solid income foundation? Do you need guidance on growth strategies and systems? Are you ready to accelerate your growth and impact? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Coach to Coach show with Elise Michelle Jones.
All right, guys. Let me just do the dealio, making sure that you guys can hear me okay. Put your name in the comment section to let me know that you can hear me. Because you guys know I need to know that y'all hearing me. Okay. And before we get into the training today, I would like to invite you to share the show. Tag another awesome coach who needs to hear how to use their story to actually attract a client. So tag another person, share this show, and type the word that you have actually shared it in the comments section. I really greatly appreciate that. And the best way to support the show is to share and tag. So I want to say thank you for everyone for doing that. Hello, Rosa. Hola. Thank you so much. And Rosa, you can hear me okay. Well, I'm assuming you can hear me, right? Awesome. So again, today, guys, I'm going to be talking to you about the 5 ideas that you can use to attract paying clients, right? These are the same 5 story ideas that you can use in your client attraction system. So I'm going to give you some ideas and different ways to tell your story that really is going to excite you. Thank you, Rosa. Hello, Cheryl. How you doing? All right, so let's get right into the content. Right into the content. If I can share my slides here. All right. So you guys know that today's show is sponsored by the Coachpreneur Club. This is quality done for you content, courses, and lead generation tools that you can brand as your own to help you build your brand and grow your coaching business. So if you want to check this out, go to elisemichelle.com/club for more information on how you can join today for only $1. And for those of you who are Coachpreneur members and you join right now, this month's done for you content is tell your story so that you can learn how to attract clients. So I am using the Coach to Coach show to show you the importance of telling your story so that you can take this same content that I'm sharing with you, brand your content, and actually do the same type of presentation to your audience as well. Okay. So that is the Coachpreneur Club and how you can join. And heads up, guys, this dollar offer is going to end at the end of this year. So going into 2020, the dollar offer would no longer exist. So if you still are sitting on the fence about joining the Coachpreneur Club and you just want to take a peek inside and see what you're going to get, this is a great time to do that. Again, go to elisemichelle.com/club for more information on how you can join. All right. So again, guys, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you are here with me. And as promised, I'm going to get into the content. But before I do that, as a reminder, I do have a freebie for you this month. It is the storytelling questionnaire. Go to elisemichelle.com/storytelling to download this month's freebie. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about stories, right? I got to make my slides a little smaller so I can see them. Let's talk about stories. Stories will make your brand stronger and will create stronger relationships with your clients. And that's the whole idea, is that you guys can start building stronger relationships so people start to like you and trust you and again, eventually buy from you. And that's the whole idea. Because if we just start jumping in and try to sell people stuff and they don't even know you, that you're not going to get that many sales. So I'm here to help you learn how to tell your story so that you can attract paying clients. Right? Right? All right. So again, for those of you who are hopping in and just watching me today, we're going to talk about the 5 story ideas to use in your client attraction system. Okay. So get your pen and paper out because you're going to want to take notes on this. You'll want to take some notes. Get your pen and paper out so you can take some notes. Let me know if you got your paper out and your pen. Put yes, I got it, Elise. Put it in the comment section that you got your pen and paper because I don't want you to miss anything. I'm going to be giving you of um, examples on what type of stories to tell, right? I'm going to give you the ideas, but you want to know examples as well. So you definitely want to get your pen and paper out so that you can take some good notes here. Okay. 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 All right. So number one is origin story, right? One type of story that you can tell is your origin story. And this is the most common story you will see in business. It's the origin story. And the origin story is these stories celebrate your success. Now, we've all come in contact with someone's origin story. They either tell us where we're from, right? Where you from, girl, right? You share that. You share what was the lowest point in your life in business or career. And it also is a way for you to share what makes you credible, right? And most of you guys know my origin story. You know that I'm a Southern girl, right? You've heard this story before from me. I'm a Southern girl. One of my lowest point in my whole life in business is when God told me to step out, right, on faith and go full time as an entrepreneur. I was scared as heck, right? Left my comfortable teaching job to do this full time. And then what makes me credible? You guys know I've been certified in digital marketer. I've been teaching marketing for over 19 years. I've been able to build my business. You guys have watched me build my business from the ground up, right? Those are the things that make me credible. That is a type of story that I can share, which is my origin story. We all have origin stories, right? We can tell people where we're from. We can tell some of the lowest points in our life, in our business, in our career. We can also establish what makes us credible, right? We can talk about our degrees. We can talk about our certification. We can talk about our work experience. We can talk about the experiences that we've gone through and that we've learned how to overcome. This is the basics of a lot of our stories. This is the origin story. This is the most common story that is told in the business world, but it is not the only type of story that you can share, right? Y'all ready for the next 4 ideas? Story ideas that you can share? Put a yes in the comments and say, yes, I am ready for the next story idea. Okay. And let me see what the delay is, right? Sometimes y'all delays are got it. Got it. Yes. 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 All right. So, story number 2 is your why story. This is the second most common story ideal out there. Is your why story. And the why story tends to share, gives you a more deeper in what your driving force behind your brand. Like, why did you start the business? Why did you do this? So, when you are telling your story, these are questions that you want to ask yourself. You want to say, why do you do the work that you do? Why do I do the work that I do? It's because I want other women entrepreneurs and coaches to know that they have options. I want them to know that this process, this system of building your coaching business is durable. So I want to share that. I don't want everyone to think that you have to do a 9 to 5 job to bring in income, that you have to be hustling out on these streets and working with other people to make your money. You've got talents, you got gifts. I want to show you how to make that happen, right? And from the comfort of your home, and to live your dream at an early age, not waiting until you're 60 or 70 to retire to make that happen. That's my why. And this is the reason why I do that, because we do have a gift of sharing and teaching and coaching people to be great. Why not get paid and monetize that, right? So that's my why. You can also go and say, why are you passionate about helping people? You can also talk about what drives you to get up and go to work each and every day. One of the things that really drives me and gets me up every day is that I really, really appreciate and love the time and the freedom that I have to spend with my mom and my aunt. Um, my mom my mom and my aunt are both retired, right? If you guys don't know, my dad died some years back. So it's just my mama, right? And my aunt. I am my mom's only child, and my aunt has no kids at all. And so I love that I get to experience and be with them in their as they get older, or to be there to help take care of them, to take them to the doctor, to spend days with them, to have, just to talk to them. I appreciate that. If I was working a 9 to 5, I would not been able to do that at all, right? I will be worried about taking days off, who's going to teach my class. I wouldn't be able to just get up like my aunt needed for me to take her to the doctor last week. I got up, drove over to the house, picked her up, and took her to the doctor. Would have never been able to do that. And she probably would have to try, she would have driven herself if it wasn't for me. And she had an arm in a sling, and that would have been crazy. So I know that that's one of the things that I wake up every single day to know that I get to work from home. I get to make my own schedule and be able to do the things that I want to do so that I can spend time with my family. Also, working from home, my family members, my cousins, had also liked for me being home, right? I get to spend time with them. I got to spend time with their kids. Sometimes they couldn't go pick up their kids from school. I was home. They called me and say, "Can you do this, so and so?" And I was able to do that. Again, I like the freedom to be able to help my family, do things for my family, for myself and my husband, without having the stress of me going to ask someone, "Can I take off to be with my family?" Or "Can I take off to, do something for my mama?" That's what drives me every morning to get up, right? So if you got a story similar to that, that is something that you want to share as well with your people, right? This is going to help them resonate with you, that it's going to help them start to connect with you. It's going to help them start to build relationships with you. And guys, here's the amazing thing. Let me just tell you, they're going to remember these stories that you're sharing with them. And they're going to come to you one day, either on stage or in the coaching session, and they are going to repeat some of the things that you've actually said on a coaching session, within your story, that resonated with them. These are really, really, I can't even explain it in words like I want to say it. People need to hear these stories. They need to know that people are going through the same situations as them, but they also need to know that how you can overcome them, right? Everyone is not celebrity. I don't have an athletic bone in my freaking body, so I cannot inspire people through my athletic ability, right? I cannot sing a single tune, and you guys don't ever want me to sing, ever, 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 right? I can't act. I always wanted to be an actress, but that's not really my strong sets either. So my way of inspiring people and letting them know that they can change and there's a transformation just right inside of them is by me sharing my stories. And you can do the same thing. And by me sharing my stories has actually helped me a lot to attract my tribe, my community of people that I can help, that can become clients, who can buy some of our products, who can become members of my club as well. So don't sleep on the power of story, right? Y'all get me? Y'all understand? Put a one in the comments if I'm making sense to you. All right. So let's go on to story idea number 3. Story idea number 3 is the human element stories, right? These stories are a great way to deepen the connection with your clients or your potential clients, right? So let's talk a little bit about this. If I can get it to go to the next slide. So these human elements type of story shows your ideal clients that you are a real person, a real person. And what type of stories would you share to share the human element of yourself? That could be hobbies outside of your business, right? Last Saturday, inside of the Superstar Marketers Group, I'll get the inside the Superstar Marketers Group. Tamil asked me a question about what do I do outside of my business, right? And when she asked me that question, I was like, really, my business is my hobby. But then I started to really think about it. And I spend a lot of time with my family. And so that's one of the ways that I, step away from my business is spend time with them. And that day that she asked me that question, I had just got through spending time with them doing a fundraiser, which was a fish fry. Y'all remember, I'm a country girl, so we still do fish fries, right? And my cousins, it was my cousin's October birthday. We celebrate each other's birthday every single month as a group thing, and it was the October baby's birthday. So I do that. So I spend a lot of time with my family members, but it also triggered that I still have a love for art, right? And drawing. And so by me just talking to Tamil and sharing that with her, I literally have started sketching again. So I want to say to Tamil, if you're watching this, thank you for that. You inspired me by me sharing with you my hobbies, that I need to get back to what my first love was, which is drawing and artwork. So share those stories with your ideal clients or your potential clients, and that's going to immediately bring connection with them. And Rosa say, and painting. Yes, yes. Another thing that you can share is your favorite TV shows, podcasts, or books. One of the things that I did a while back, some of you know that I was definitely a Game of Thrones fanatic, right? Until that last episode of the season, or the final episode. That was pure trash. But we're not gonna get on that, right? We're not gonna get on that. But I shared a story about one of the lead characters in Game of Thrones, and that was, what was her name? Shoot, I got so mad about that last episode. I got so mad. Was it Anna? 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 I can't remember. But anyway, she saved the day. I told a story about that, and people now know that I was a Game of Thrones fan, right? I got some other favorite shows like Power. I'm really loving Snowfall. I know I'm late. I'm like really late on that, right? And we're watching Top Boy, which is a British show as well. So sharing that, my favorite podcast, my favorite books. I do that a lot by even just taking clips, like snapshots with my phone of my books that I'm reading. Those are subtle ways to tell stories about yourself, or behind the scenes of your life, if you want to call that too. So share the human elements about you, your hobbies, your favorite shows, podcasts, books, and what's something you really are bad at. You guys know a lot more about the things that I'm bad at. Y'all just heard it. I can't sing. Y'all don't want me to sing at all, right? I'm also very not good at remembering names. I've been trying to work on that for years, and then I just gave up on that. I was like, girl, that's not your forte, right? There's a couple of other things that I'm not really good at. Y'all know I tear up some words. I just tear them words up. I don't care. I just figure out other words that mean the same thing, right? So y'all get that, right? So telling the human element stories allow people to really connect with you and create a deeper connection with them, because they see you as a real person when you share those type of stories. Okay. Sheila said, that's good. Thank you, girl. So story idea number 4 is client stories. Thank you, Cheryl. Client stories. Don't underestimate the power of your client stories. And for Miss Sheila does plays, right? So her client stories will be people who have actually watched her plays. Like, what did they connect with? What was some of the aha moments, right? So don't underestimate the power of client stories. They can really create a connection, right? So when you share client stories, people start to see themselves in other people's stories. So how do you start to share client stories? This is one of the big things that I think a lot of my clients struggle with. So if this is something that you struggle with, maybe you only got one client, that's okay. We all have to start somewhere. But how do you start to share their story? Now, you can't do this in a testimony format. You can do this for them just by talking about them, or you can get them on video and really ask them some of the questions. So here's some of the things that you could do. You can describe the client, like in details, deepens the connection. Describe the client, right? You got a 35-year-old woman. She is working in a human resource department or a call center. And she's really, she is, she has 2 kids, and she is working 60 to 70 hours a week. Like, that's the way you can start to describe your person, your ideal client. Then you go into and you talk about, you explain what was wrong. What was she struggling with, or what was he struggling with, or what were they struggling with, right? There, she was struggling with how to leave the 9 to 5 so that she can really pursue her passion, which is either coaching or creating products or being a chef. So talk about what the struggle is. For some of you who work with me, some of your struggle is, how do you get more clients to pay you so that you can leave the 9 to 5, right? And then you can go into and talk about, how did they feel before working with you? Before working with me, she felt overwhelmed. She felt like lost. She was about to quit this whole side hustle thing and coaching thing and just focus on just the 9 to 5, because, hey, she knew that she was good at that, but she didn't really understand that she could be good at starting her own business. So, how did she feel? Emotions are really important. Emotions: overwhelmed, sad, disappointed. She didn't feel confident. Talk about the feelings, right? And then, what did you do for them? Like, what did you help them with? And one of the things that, this is so funny, because yesterday I got on a call with a young lady who just became a Coachpreneur member, right? Her name was Latricia. And Latricia, I got on the phone with her because she said she had some questions about the Done For You content. Y'all know that's what I do, right? If I got time, I jump on the phone with you. And so I got on the phone with her and I talked to her about it, and I told her the different ways that she can use the Done For You content. And then, guys, guess what? She said, you know what? I'm so glad that I got to talk to you, because I was really like confused. Like, I was not, I wanted, I was all over the place. I was overwhelmed, didn't know, what to do, how to do it. And she says, when she saw my post about the Coachpreneur Club and the Done For You content, she knew that she had to sign up, which she did. But she was just not sure of how to use the content and what she does. She's in a totally different field. She's a hairstylist, but she offers these, she does a weekly show that she offers or shares people's testimonies, right? To help other people overcome. And I told her, I say, Latricia, you're basically like a life coach, right? You're helping other people overcome whatever struggles that they're having, but you're using other people's testimonies to make that happen, right? And so after we talked and I showed her and told her how she can monetize this show, because she wasn't monetizing it. Oh my gosh. So we talked about that. And guess what? She convinced me to bring her on as a one-on-one client. And you guys know I've been telling you guys I wasn't taking on one-on-one clients, but hey, it's hard for me to say no when I know that I can help you and I know that this is something that you want to do. And so God gave me this gift to teach and help, and that's what I did. So she signed up. Well, she doesn't officially signed up, but she is supposed to sign up next week. We'll see. Again, um, I'm here to help, and getting on the phone call with her helped her solve that problem, right? So that's how you can explain to people what you've done for people. That was the long version of that, but how you can help people. And then you want to talk about the results. So the results are going to be for Latricia is that she's going to have a new show up that she's going to be able to monetize. That is going to be our result. She was so excited that I could show her and just easily convert and tell her how to monetize her show. She was so excited about that. And you can do the same thing when you're sharing your client stories as well. So Miss Cheryl says, I am getting more and more insightful for my coaching business weekly with this show. Thank you, Elise. Well, Cheryl, thank you so much, girl. Thank you so much. So let's go on to the next slide, which is story idea number 5. So story idea number 5 is teaching a story. Now, let me say what this means, right? Teaching stories actually hide the idea that you're telling people that they're doing something wrong and they should do this instead. You know how some people are always about chastising you and telling you, look, you're doing this wrong. You're messing up. You need to get your confidence together. This don't make no freaking sense. If you could go and work for the man, right, for da 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 da, then you should be able to do so and so as well, right? That is like nanny boo boo kind of talking, right? But if you use stories to teach a lesson that you have learned, then people don't see it as a nanny boo boo, do what I say, right? Or you gonna be, done for, or you just doing it wrong kind of conversation, right? So teaching stories, and here's some examples of this. And this is inside of your storytelling questionnaire as well. So that's let me give y'all a bigger view of that. So it makes your story relatable. Although it's a teaching story, it is more relatable. So this is something that you can say lessons learned. Here's some lessons that I've learned when I started my coaching business. And you guys have heard this from me. What are some lessons that I've learned? I've learned that I need to charge my worth, right? If not, then I'm going to be pissed off when I get on a call with someone because I don't feel like it's worth my time. I also learned that I need to get out of my own way, right? And focus on one thing step by step. These are the things that I've learned since I started my coaching business. Also, I've learned that everyone's method doesn't have to be my method of doing things, right? You have to do methods and strategies and tips that fit you, your personality. If it doesn't fit your personality, what's the point of even doing it? Because you're going to hate it. So those are lessons I could share, right? I'm not saying nanny boo boo, stop following other people that are telling you to do stuff that you don't like doing, right? I tell you guys to do weekly shows. I tell you to get on video and do a weekly show like I'm doing. I know some of y'all ain't gonna do that because it's just not your personality. So guess what? I share with you that you can do podcasts. You can do an audio version. You don't even have to show your face, right? So I give you options. I'm not saying nanny boo boo. Reason why your business is not successful is because you're not doing videos or Facebook Lives. I'm not telling you that. I wouldn't dare tell you that, but I can tell you and share with you in a story how I learned that doing videos and doing a weekly show has increased my client attraction system. I'm getting more clients. I'm getting more members, right? I'm getting more followers, a different audience. That's all I can say. All right. So you can also talk about lessons from history. You don't necessarily have to talk about you. One of the biggest things about a lot of these shows that my husband and I are watching, these autobiography shows that we're watching, is that we're learning from history. They're using examples from history that people have done in history that were wrong, right? And what lessons you can learn from other people in history. You can also give advice to your audience, like, hey guys, let me just give y'all some advice about, relationships, right? If you want your man to be loving, you must be loving on him as well, right? So that could be some advice. Instead of saying, hey girls, some of you who just hating on y'all man, you nagging him, telling him what he not doing, what he should be doing. Well, you know what? Reverse that and love on him. I'm not telling y'all that. All I'm saying, I'm giving y'all a little bit of advice here. Y'all look, I'm trying to give y'all relationship advice. But I did, and I have learned this, that if you love on him, he will love on you. That is not a hard thing to do, right? Thank you, Cheryl, for screenshotting that. So let me give you a bigger view. And then other thing is that you can talk about celebrities' lives lives what you're teaching, right? Use celebrities that you can use as well in your stories. Those are great examples. I tend to do that. I think I did that with Tyler Perry, his story. I talked about Oprah a lot. I think I talked about Kim Kardashian. So you can use celebrities as well in telling your story. So those were 5 different ways that are 5 different ideas that you could use in your stories. You don't have to do the origin story. You can do the human element, right? You can do teaching stories. You can do your why story as well as your origin story. So since I've shared this with you, is this something that you guys can do? Can you use at least one story idea and implement it into your marketing? Can you use it? Let me see. Give me some yeses and nos. Let me know. Let me know that you guys can do this. Tell me, yes, Elise, I can do this. Cheryl says, wow, light bulbs. They just popping, content popping, popping. Y'all know I can be so silly sometimes. Awesome. So I'm going to assume that all of you guys know you can do this. Implement this. Do some screenshots, right? Take good notes and implement this. Try doing this tonight in one of your stories, right? If you're going to do a Facebook Live, tell one of these stories. Go down, download the storytelling questionnaire, write down one of your questions, and tell a story. Put it in bullet points and then hop on live or do it in audio, or you can do it using Facebook stories or Instagram stories and tell one of your stories and have a call to action at the end. One of your call to actions could be, hey, download one of my freebies, or hey, if you're struggling and you're having some of these same issues, get on a call with me. Let's do a strategy session together, right? Thank you, Marva. Do a strategy session with me. Have a call to action. So think about these 5 stories again, 5 story ideas. I feel so bad that I did not. I normally do a review slide. So let's just go back real quick. You can do a teaching story, right? Something that you've learned. You can tell somebody else's story. You don't have to use names, right? You can just use, hey, I gave you just Latasha's first name. I didn't give you her last name. So you can do that. You can do the human element story, which is sharing some of the hobbies you've done. And you can also tell your why story. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you helping these women and men overcome whatever the struggles there are? And you can also do the origin story, right? Where did you come from? Why, some of your struggles in that. What makes you credible, right? The origin story is probably the most common, like I said. But again, you can do those. Write those down, or make sure you come back to this replay. Those of you who are on my email list, you always get a replay of this. So just in case you missed it. But again, let me know. I know you guys can do all of this, but if you missed a freebie, just go to alisemichelle.com/storytelling and download your storytelling questionnaire. If you are a Coachpreneur member, you already have the storytelling journal, which has the questions in there. So you see the perks of becoming a club member. You get the whole journal. This freebie is just a little snippet from the journal. So, but again, if you haven't downloaded it, go to alisemichelle.com/storytelling to do that. And let me know if you guys have any questions. But again, as a reminder, the show is sponsored by the Coachpreneur Club. This is quality done for you content and courses and lead generation tools that you can brand as your own to help you build your brand and grow your coaching business. This is the last time this year that I'm going to offer this at $1. So if you're interested and you haven't taken me up and checking out the Coachpreneur Club, you want to go to alisemichelle.com/club for more information on how you can join today for just $1. All right. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Cheryl says she's downloaded and printed it already. Awesome. Awesome. If you do not have any questions right now, you guys know that you can reach out to me by DMing me. You guys can also leave a comment below this video to also reach out to me and to let me know. Also, guys, if you can do me a favor, those of you who are on the show today, if you can go down to this post or any one of my posts and let me know what are some of the things that resonated with you today. Let me know what was one of your aha moments from what we've learned today. Put it in the comments and let me know what was one of your aha moments. I would love to hear that. I would love to see that the things that I'm sharing with you are really helpful. Let me know how you're going to plan to use this. Like, put it in the comments and give me one of your aha moments about today's show. Y'all see I went to Chick-fil-A, right? All right, guys. I want to say again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today for the Coach to Coach show. I've, as always, super enjoyed myself talking to you guys about the 5 story ideas to use in your client attraction system. Next week, we will be ending our whole segment or series on using stories. I wanted to spend all week, talk all week. I wanted to spend all month talking about stories because this is really the secret to selling when you share your stories, right? It's amazing how people come to me when they meet me in person and they comment on the stories or something that I've said in one of my videos. Sometimes I'm like, I said that. And they tell me like, oh yeah, I was a college professor too, or I was a teacher and I was taught. Like they pick out things in your story and they connect with you, and so they begin to trust me. They feel like they know me, and then they like me, and then eventually they become clients. So use stories. Stories are a form of selling, right? But it's not like in a sleazy way. And so I've hoped this month's series of me talking about storytelling has helped you. The storytelling questionnaire, you got the guys, and even the 5 additional ideas of stories should help you as well. Awesome, awesome. So, guys, I want to say thank you again for joining me on the Coach to Coach show. If you have any questions, let me know. But please join me again, same time at the same place on the Coach to Coach show. You guys have an awesome and blessed day. I'll be talking to you later.